Hello everybody, John from Windy City Origami. We are going to be folding a Peacock by June Maekawa. This is a really cool model. Very beautiful, very colorful. It stands up. It's just an absolutely gorgeous design. I'm a big fan of this model. I've folded this many times already and hopefully many more to come. So let's go ahead and get started. I recommend using a 24-25 centimeter sheet of paper. I really wouldn't go much smaller than that. Especially not for your first time folding it. So let's pick out a color. I'm going to grab orange. And we'll go ahead and get started. So in step number 1, we're dividing the paper into 3. Now I'm going to go very fast. So this model is going to take likely it's going to take an hour and a half, so it's a bit involved, but we're going to go as quickly as possible, at least on my side. So if you need a pause, that's completely fine. I'm going to try to be as clear as possible, but as efficient and as quick as possible. Okay, so the first step is to divide the paper into thirds, and you can use your favorite method here. I'm going to use mine, which is to divide it just like this, to where this is half and half. Kind of line it up. And you can look up your own method online. This is just a method that I use. I go there, and then I come back on it, and I pinch it again, and then I check and see how close I was. And I overshot it. So then I come back a little bit, create a new crease. Come back over here, check with the new crease here, and then fold it one more time just to confirm. Oh, and yeah, I can go a little bit more, roll a little bit more. Okay, perfect. So now I've got my one third down exactly, and you can pinch yours and roll yours like the diagram shows there. Just do your very best to get as accurate as possible with folding the paper in thirds. And it doesn't really matter, which side is going which way, as far as valley or mountain fold goes. So go ahead and get your paper in thirds, and then open it up and hold it just like this. And that brings us to step number 2. So we're just going to fold it straight down. I like to fold bottom to top, so I'm going to go ahead and do that here. Try to be as accurate as possible here on this one. Looks like somebody's paper is not square. Mine's not square paper. Tried really hard to avoid that one. Not possible. So that's okay if your paper's not perfectly square. Mine has that little orange sticking out. What you can do to fix that is it's quite simple. Let me just grab some scissors. So if you have run into something like that, all you can just do really quick with some scissors, trim that extra edge. Sometimes that just really helps. All depending. I mean, it's optional if you want to do this out, obviously. But this is really going to bother me later on. So, that's what happens when you buy cheap craft paper sometimes, or cheap origami paper at a craft store. So I've just made mine quite a bit better. I'm cutting the wrong side. All right, perfect. So that makes mine a lot more cleaner. So now I've just folded it straight down. Now the next step is to look at this line here. You have this line coming down. You're going to take right here in this point, and then you're going to fold it up. And that's going to go right along the edge. And then what we're going to do in step number 4 is we're going to fold both the right and the left sides over. So use these points as reference, and you're going to have the edge lining up with the triangle in the middle. And fold it all the way up as well. Just like that. And now in step number 5, what we're going to do is take both of these edges left and right, and we're going to open them up and squash them down. So it's going to, this is going to come down all the way down to the bottom, and then flatten it across on the right, and then flatten it across on the left. Take the right side, open it up, and do the same thing, and make sure that this point here comes all the way down. You should already have one of the edges on the right already made, so no new folds there. Okay, now in step number 6, what we're going to do is take the these flaps here, and they're going to go on the inside. So to do that, we're going to flip it and flip it inside like this, and that's going to involve changing the direction of this fold here. So we're just going to change that to an it was a valley fold, we're changing it to a mountain fold, and then naturally this is going to come in and then fold across. No new folds, just changing the direction. So again, same thing here, and change the direction of this line. Going to reverse the direction, and then allow the paper to come in. So now we've got this kind of pocket in the middle. Okay, so that's to complete step number 6. Step number 7 now is to rabbit ear fold and then go over to the right. So what we're going to do is fold up. We're going to fold up from the upright. We're going to fold up from the left. And then we need to get this fold in the middle. So what we can do is come in, find these 2 corners, pinch, come down, and fold across. Okay, just like so. And now in step number 8, we're going to fold this entire thing around and go over to the left. Now to do this properly, what I'm going to do is turn the paper over like this, and then I'm going to move the paper this way and then press it down on the right. So I make sure that I'm creasing it in the right position. And another key thing to look for is that this is lining up. So the paper here should not be going too far over. You want this to be going right down the diagonal. Okay, get that going right down the diagonal, and then hold it in the appropriate orientation. Okay, step number 9. What we're going to do is fold these down to this edge. I'm going to do that on one side, turn it over, do it on the other side. And get that in there really nice. And then what we're going to do is inside reverse fold this middle triangle. We're going to pull it all the way up, and it's going to go across just like so. Now in step number 11, we're going to take these flaps and fold them up. Fold that one up, and then turn it over and fold the other one up. Okay, and then hold the paper like it should be shown here. Now what we're going to do is a really cool step. This is one of my favorites. So we're going to do kind of a spread squash fold. This right area here, we're going to have to pre-crease it. So we're going to fold it up. It's going to go right up into that corner, kind of like a hood. Get it right up in there, and then fold it all the way over to the left, and then make that crease really good. And you can just check, if you fold that down over it, it's going to make a little triangle up there. What we're going to do is unfold that. Make that fold nice and firm if you can, nice and crisp. Now what we're going to do is open it up in the middle, push out right here, and then our finger is going to come in on the right side. We're going to come in and open up this area. It's going to expand. I'm pushing my finger all the way in. I'm going to spread your finger all the way across, left and right, and then it will find those existing creases. Just be careful you're not introducing any new creases here. And then everything will lie flat. Okay, in step number 13, we're simply taking the model and folding it straight down. Just like so. Okay, and now what we're going to do is just going to rotate it a little bit. And we're going to take this entire top part, before we do this inside reverse fold, we're going to take the entire top part and pre-crease it by just folding it down. Make a little crease across. Now open it up. Now to do the inside reverse fold, we're going to grab in the middle here, take this, and then fold it down. So now our paper lies flat like this. Now in step number 15, this is a tricky step, so this is challenging. What we're going to do is pull this paper here. Let me zoom in. I'm going to take this paper here. We're going to open this up. We're going to pull it down like this. Now we're going to take this paper here, open it up, and now we've got a little 3D shape here. I'm going to invert, push up, and invert that shape. And it's going to come up here. I'm pushing up, and now it's going to invert itself and come up like this. So we can kind of straighten it out in there in the corner. But now see how that comes up to the corner like that, and then the rest of it is going to come and lie flat up on the top. So we'll do the same thing on the other side. We're going to open it up, fold this down, pull and open it up, and you're going to see that 3D pyramid. That's going to get inverted. We're going to push it up and through. That's going to come all the way up. And you can kind of straighten out the paper. And now that you have the right idea, you can start collapsing it. And then the paper is going to come back up again. A very tricky step. So in step number 16, you can see it looks the same. So now we're going to take the paper and fold it over to the right, and this is going to spread down and open up. Do the same thing on the other side. Take it, fold this over to the right, go inside, and flatten it down. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and turn it back over like this. So now we are on step number 17. Okay, step number 17, this is a tricky step, okay? So this is probably the second hardest step. So there's an arrow on the left, okay? And that means you need to kind of go inside. So the question is, how many layers do you need to go inside? Well, the answer is 2. Okay, so it's this one here and then 2. So you got this big pocket inside of here. That's where we want to go inside. So we're going to take this here and valley fold it over so that it's creating that line directly in the middle. And this is going to be done in the air. I'm going to hold it up in the air. Fold this over like this, right to that, line it up and match it really nicely. Come in there and then pinch. Okay, so now that you've pinched it, what you're going to find is in order for this to go and become a mountain fold, the middle here needs to pop out. So that's exactly what's going to happen. So if you're going to put your thumb inside of here, you're going to feel a ridge here. That's going to pop out like this, out and up. And that's going to go across now. So now what happens is when this lies down, it's going to go like this, and now you can see it can flatten out. Now the paper is going to go to where it needs to go. Just like so. Okay, so we'll do the same thing on the other side. So we'll go 2 layers in, one paper, 2 papers. Fold this across like this. Go to that corner. Go ahead and pinch it on the inside. Get that started. I'm creasing it right in there. I have that started now. Come inside with your thumb. And you're going to find that ridge on the inside, this ridge right here. You're going to push it up. Push it up, get it all the way up into the corner there. Push it up inside. Now, look from the top, and you can kind of finish pushing it up. Go all the way across. And now, when you come down on the right, this thing can now become a, whoops. Come down on the right, this can now become the appropriate mountain fold. So now everything is going to squash itself out. The key here is just be precise with your folds. Now we're on step number 18. Okay, step number 18 is a very simple one. We're just taking this, opening it up, and folding it up like this. Okay, we'll do the same thing on the other side. Make sure this little thing comes up. Fold it up and over. That's a very simple one. Okay, so now we are on step number 19. And we've completed that. So now we're going to open up the model. So if we open it up like this, there's a little flap right here. And what you're going to do is take that flap and fold it over to the other side. I'll do that right now. Folding it over to the other side. And then I'm going to collapse the model once again. Come back. All right, step number 21. Take 1 layer from the left and fold it over to the right. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Take 1 layer from the right, over to the left, or left to right, whatever. So now, everybody should look like this. Now what we're going to do is take this flap right here and fold it in half. This is going to start creating the tail, the beautiful tail on this model. So be as accurate as you possibly can. Go straight up and down, make sure that edge lines up. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Take the paper and fold it over. All the way down with it. Perfect. And now step number 23 is saying, we're going to unfold that, and we're going to fold it now over, and we're going to do another one of those crazy spread squash folds. So we're going to come inside of here, all the way up. All the way up. We're going to open this up, right up in here. Open it up. Push it up. Push it up all the way. Now, reverse the direction on the top. Change that to a mountain fold. All the way to the tip. Come here. And then go ahead and press everything down. Okay. Now our paper rests like this. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to unfold this, fold it over to the right. And now this is going to be the same thing. Open it up. Come on the inside. Go ahead and make the right creases. And then go ahead and crease everything down. Okay, step number 24. We're going to take everything over here and fold it over to the right. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So now we're going to look like this. So now in step number 25, we're taking this edge here and folding it over, completing the pleats for the tail. At least in one direction. And fold that down all the way. And now what we're going to do is take this on this tail or this little tip here and fold it all the way over to the right, and it's going to go right to the bottom right, and then make that crease really nice and firm. And then what we're going to do is take in step number 27, we're going to fold this thing over to this little corner here over, and it's going to line up directly with the edge of the this paper here. And then this is going to fold over to the right, and it should be perfect thirds if everything worked out perfectly. Check it and see. Mine wasn't actually perfect thirds. Mine actually overlapped a little bit. So I'm just making a very tiny adjustment. So there we go, I just folded it again, so now I've got that crease, those creases going. So I'm going to unfold those. Those are just to be folded and unfolded. And now I take the whole tail and open it up. Okay, now we're going to inside reverse fold from the inner edge, which there is no fold there. So let's be very careful when we create this so that we get it in the right spot. What you can do is line up the edge that's already there. So when you're starting to create this reverse fold, you can come over here, and this line here is going to be here already. So that line you can kind of line up directly with the back, and then you can get at least the edge started. And then from there, you should be able to kind of push the rest down. And I think it's perfectly acceptable to do this in the air. Should now look something like this. Step number 30, we're going to change the direction again. Come back over to the left, and we already have a fold there, so that's easier. Now step 31, we're going to spread it out. So go straight to the middle, and we're going to fold this straight up. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So turn it over and come and fold up. Okay, so now we're going to rotate it and hold it just like this. And what you're going to do is take this centerpiece and you're going to pinch really nice and firm. Okay, get a nice pinch in there. Reinforce the creases. Okay, now we're going to start creating the base of the tail. So in step number 33, we're opening this up. Okay, this is tricky. We're opening this up like this, and we're looking at it like this now. Okay? Now if you look at step 34, you can see our leaf here on the left, and we're going to take these and spread them out. You're actually going to open up everything. It's going to open up real nice. Don't be afraid. Open it up. Now you're going to change the direction. So this is going to become a mountain fold. This is going to become a valley fold, mountain, valley. And what you're going to find is that when you create this mountain fold, this little triangle here is going to want to go up. And that's what's going to happen for every mountain fold that you do. There's going to be a triangle going up. So there's the first mountain fold. If we focus on the mountain folds, we can pop those triangles up and then accentuate the mountain fold. And what I like to do is go every other one. So I'm going to now skip the next one. That's a valley fold. Go to the next one. That's a mountain fold. So you're going to go down all the way. There's a little triangle. Pop that up. And go ahead and crease the mountain fold in place. And then there should be one last one way over. So now I'm going to go 1, 2. And this is the last one. The triangle's way deep inside. And that's also going to get popped up. And then last but not least, there's that valley fold that's going to change the direction on that last one. So we can start that one right now. We're just going to repeat what that fold, there's already a reference there. So I just kind of got it started. So I just got it started over there. Now I'm going to come back over on the other side and just get this pattern lined up. So these triangles need to have these triangles come out, go to right into these points here. So you're not creating any new folds here. You should be finding these existing folds. And what's going to happen here is these are going to kind of go in. They're going to go in like that. See how that kind of collapsed over there on the other side? That's starting to collapse down. Collapse down. Now the tricky one is the last one. To get that one to collapse down really nicely. And there we go. The last one now is coming into place. Okay, so I hope everybody was able to do that. It's a tough step. Okay, so 35 is just kind of intermediate. There you go, we're bringing it in. There's step 36, that's where we are. So we're going to repeat the same things on the other side. So we're going to pull the paper now to this way, and we're just going to start changing directions. So again, this valley fold here is going to become a mountain fold. That pops this triangle up, and we can get the direction going. As far as this one, bring that kind of into play. Okay, now there's one mountain fold, mountain, valley, mountain. So I'm going to go straight to the next one, just skip, it's every other one, come down, pop that triangle up, and get that mountain fold in place. Okay, mountain fold is done. Come skip every other one again, come inside of here, got to pop it up again, a lot of popping open. And then get these to kind of, they're going to eventually be spreading in. So you can kind of do it simultaneously. It's like bringing it in, and so then every other one, I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead to the next one. I've got to open it up to get that one. Get it all the way around. And then once you get all that around, it's going to look like this. And you're going to come down. So let's figure out how these collapse here. So you're going to have look like this shape. And let's look ahead at step number 37. Okay, so it comes together all the way. So if we look at the bottom and orient that like it should be oriented, now everything's going to come up, and it looks like this triangle is missing. It just needs to come out like this. That's all. That's all that was missing. Okay. Now we're going to take the right and left. I'm going to fold them over just as step 37 shows. The key here is to make sure that this line is going to go up to the corner. There's going to be a piece of corner, a point right up there. You want to go right to that point. So look for that before you make that fold. Do the same thing on the other side. Hold it all the way across, just like that. Now once again, the trick here is to pinch really firmly right here. Pinch really firmly with that. And now what we're going to do is open it up once again. So we're going to open it up like this, turn it this way, and take this and spread. Okay, we're going to do the exact same thing. Now, it helps to do this from the other side, believe it or not. So let's just take a look at some key folds here. This is going to become a mountain fold, okay? This is going to become a valley fold. So we're just changing all of them, but it's important to get the last ones. This one out here is going to be easy because we can follow it. Once we get all the way down, we get to every other one. But let's get this one started first on the inside. So that's going to be a mountain fold. So let's go ahead and start that. Let's change the direction on that. And what you're going to notice here is as you're trying to get down in the middle, it kind of gets a little bit weird. That's because this needs to become a valley fold. So we're going to change this to a valley fold. To do that, this is going to go down. So, and I like pushing up. So we're going to turn it over here in a second. But you push down, and now that's going to become a valley fold. And as you can kind of see, this pattern is going to emerge now where we're going the other way. So what we're going to do now is flip it over, since we've got it started kind of. We're going to flip it over, and I'm going to work as I just did before. I'm going to do the same thing of popping it up. So now I've got a valley fold coming into here. Not creating any new folds. You just have to find the existing lines there. This is going to come in like that. So now the question is especially on this first one, how that's going to collapse in. So what we're going to find out here. But let's keep on going. So we spread it. Let's come all the way out to this other end now. So we started over there. Kind of got a messy start, to be honest with you. But on the other side now, what we're going to do is pop this triangle up, or pop that section up, and it's going to go over in on the other side like that. Just change the direction. And this is going to become a mountain fold. And then pop this up, go every other one, pop it up. So now we're just doing the same type of pattern that we were doing before. So it really helps to work from the other side, I think, because then it's repeating the same pattern. So then go with the open it up once more, once again, push that up, pop it over, let the paper find itself, and then look at that. It just kind of naturally at the end, that other one, it all came together at the very end. So now before I press everything down firmly, just check everything. So I'm looking in here, making sure it's going to line up. I don't want to fold anything, any new lines here. We want to leverage all of our existing creases. And as you can see here, mine are not lining up. So that edge is not lining up there. So one of them is off. So now finding out, it's usually the ones that are furthest to the inside that are off the most. So if you're off, adjust the ones on the inside more than you adjust the ones on the outside. Okay, that is my tip for the day. Okay, so get those going in there, and then perfect. Now you're going to open it up and do the same thing on the other side. So let's open it up. And again, we're going to change the direction deep in here first. We're going to change this to a mountain fold, push this down. We're going to change this into a mountain fold. It's a tough one to kind of find. You got to find it kind of like that. I'd say get that one started, because the rest of it's a journey. So get that one started, come all the way over on the other side, and now what we're going to do is work from the other side, so it's familiar territory. We're going to pop up, create this, and now it's nice firm creases. Come in, accentuate this crease here. And then fold up. And then we're going to pop the next one up. Pop it up. Come here, pop the next one up. And that'll complete all the ones we're looking at. Just get all of them going in the right spots. Perfect. Great. Get them all in the right spots, just like I've squash them down, push them down, make sure all the lines are lined up right. Okay, great. That completes step number 42. All right, so now step 42. What we're going to do is look on the inside here from the white. And when you spread it, it's going to look like this. Okay? So what's happening here now is that at the base, so you can see this is that ridge that they're showing, the last ridge coming out on the left. And then this comes down inside, and then this up here is going to now become a mountain fold. Okay, as you can see, mountain fold. So changing the direction here. Okay, change the direction there. Change the direction on the other side, and what you're going to find is that the middle is going to pop up like that. So now, if you bring the paper back together again, this piece here is going to go all the way across, and it's going to fold in. Fold it in all the way, just like that. Okay, and then it's going to fold across. So the end result is like this. And just turn the other way. Okay, so now this top piece here is going to be inside reverse folded up, just like so. And now these are going to go left and right. We're going to start repeating this same thing all over again. So this is where repetition comes in. So this whole thing here is going over to the right. So it's going to open everything all the way up. Get that open on there. You're going to open it over on the other side as well. And fold it over. Great. So now what we're going to do is pinch the paper really firmly right here. Again, pinch it. Reinforce the creases in there. Pinch it down really good. Okay, here we go. You ready for some more fun? This one's not as bad. So we're just going to repeat the same thing. We're going to turn it this way. We're going to open up the fan. And we're going to change the direction again. So this is, now we're looking at it from the color side. So we're going to push it up. And the next one's going to go down. And so on. You just repeat all the way through. So every other one, pop this one up and down, up, down, up, down. So just keep that pattern. Keep going. Get all of them to go into the right places. Be careful before you press everything down. But once you get to that last spot, just go ahead and press everything down. And do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to open it up. Take the paper, open it up, spread. We're going to, right on the far left, we're going to invert that to start. Invert. And this is going to come down. Next one, invert. This is going to come down. I'm going to kind of pushing in accordion style as I go. Next one's going to come up, push here, up, and now come down into here, push in, down. And then next one's going to open up and pop up. And it's going to come down. And open it all the way up, pop it up. And then that should complete everything. Yep, so now just be careful that you don't create any new creases, which I was just about to do. The inside is the trickiest part because the inside is where the thick paper is. When we reinforced all the folds, that's where the thickest paper was. So that's the paper that's going to have shifted probably the most. So take a look at everything before you crease everything down. Oops, I'm going off screen there. So just take a look at everything before you push everything down for the final. Mine is good enough, so I'm going to push it down all the way just like that. Great. All right, that puts us on step number 51. Okay, we are cruising. Okay, step number 51. Now what we're going to do is look at it from this side. We're going to have 10 inside reverse folds. So these are all going to go inside, and one by one they're going to go in. So, there's no easy way about this. None of these folds have been created. So you kind of have to just kind of manually go do one by one. So we'll take the first one right here. We'll pivot it up. And make that crease. So there's one. Next one, go ahead and do the same thing. There we go, get the crease in there. There's two. Next, three. And what you can do is kind of look on the inside. So these folds are actually coming behind. They're actually going too far back. You see how they're not lining up? So that's not really a good thing. They shouldn't be doing that. That means something was off along the way. That's a shame. Something was off along the way. I think one of our pleats didn't get folded that accurately enough. So just check and see if yours is off a little bit. That's going to be the back. I don't think it's going to be that noticeable if yours is off, but mine is off. That's the first time I folded this a lot and have never had that happen before. there was 5 on one side. I'm going to do the 5 on the other side. There's 2. 3. 4. And the 5th one on this side. There we go, great. Okay, now the next step is really easy. Is just taking this corner right here and just tucking it in. Just going right behind. And just push it all the way in. No one's ever going to see that corner again. Great. Okay, 52 is done. All right. Now we're going to focus on the final part of the head. So we're going to turn it this way. And we're going to look at this. We're going to do an inside reverse fold. So this is going to come through like this. Just there's already a fold there. So now it's going to come and stick out like this. Now this is going to go straight up and all the way up to the tip. And then come down. So it's going to split and look like this. So now you have 2 little pockets coming out. Okay, now this is a neat little lock, okay? So we're going to spread it out just a little bit. And this, if we open it up on the right side, this little piece is going to fold over and tuck in. And then we're going to close it back up once that's been folded over. Kind of tucked in. Now the other one is going to go the other way. So by the end, it'll kind of create this little lock mechanism. There you go. So just fold it right there in the middle. And it creates this beautiful little lock right at the tip of the tail. Okay. Step number 56. Okay, this is the toughest part of the whole model. Okay, step number 56. So what we're going to do is open up the paper and we're going to rotate the paper. So this is a very, very tricky step. It's hard to illustrate. As you can see, we're opening up on the bottom. So take a look on the bottom. We're going to grab, there's two layers coming open. So there's here and here. See, it's opening this up. Okay? And when you do that, when you open that up, what's going to happen is that this whole thing is going to go back and create a mountain fold. Okay, see how that created a mountain fold there? That's what you want to have happen. So now in step number 57, you can see that that mountain fold is now in place. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use these existing folds as they are. See how they're already there? It's wanting to go that direction. Let's take a look at the next step here. So we have, this is that little, this little section we see right here. Okay, so that's already going the right way. What we don't have is on the inside, this inside reverse fold asymmetrically happening. So if you look in the very middle, this is the middle point. Asymmetrically just means a little bit off of the middle. So right here is where this valley fold is going to take place. So if you put your thumb inside of there, that is where this valley fold down. So if we kind of push our thumb inside, we're going to get this valley fold going. See how it pivots here? You kind of grab it here, asymmetrically grab it. Okay, so again, we'll put our thumb inside of here just off to the left. And then we're going to put our 2 fingers on the top here. And then the whole thing is going to pivot down like this. Pivot down. And then lie flat like this. It's just going to go right back to where it kind of was on the top. Okay. So now we've got this little white triangle on the right. and everything else is kind of lying flat. Okay. Now what we're going to do is inside reverse fold these top two ones. So this one just happened to kind of inside reverse fold itself down already, but we're going to do it on the other side. Just bring that down. Okay, step number 60, we're going to inside reverse fold all the way up. So to do that, the question is, where are we inside reverse folding? Well, it's going to go inside, so this is going to have to be also asymmetric. So just to the left of this middle one is where we're going to inside reverse fold. It's going to go all the way up to the top, all the way up to the top. Come all the way. Okay. Step number 61. What we're doing here is taking the paper underneath here and bringing it up, just like this. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Turn it over. Come down underneath here, take the paper, and just pivot it up. It's like kind of like a swivel fold. Okay, just like that. Now we're going to take that paper and just keep pivoting it up. We're going to pivot it up now underneath the top portion. There we go, pivoted it up. Now take the other one and pivot that one up as well. Perfect. Okay, so now we are on step number 63. And it just says repeat everything on the other side, which we've already done. And now step 64. Okay, so we've rotated it and we're looking at it like this. Now what we're going to do is bring this over to the right. And when you bring this over to the right, the corner is going to go down there. You're going to go ahead and push on the inside, and this is going to flatten down into like a triangle. Okay, do the same thing on the other side. Go ahead and fold this over so that the triangle goes over to the corner. Make the fold in the middle, and then flatten it, squash fold it down. And now we've got a nice little triangle. Now with the triangle, we're going to open it up, and on the inside there's a little piece of paper here. We're going to take that and pull it down. The paper's trapped in there. We're going to open it up so that you don't tear the paper like I just did, and then pull the paper out. Now what we're going to do is bring this up. If you take a look at the next step, 67, we're folding this up, and then the whole paper is coming down like this. Now as you can see in step 67, we're doing a petal fold. Very simple petal fold up. So I'm going to go ahead and get my petal fold started here. And then go ahead and put my petal fold in. You knew that's how the head was done. It looks like a crane's head, doesn't it, in this model? Well, this is where it comes from. Straight out petal fold. Really simple petal fold. So there we go. Get your petal fold in there. The closer you can be on these, the better, actually, because that'll hide his neck a little bit better. So I'm just going to purposefully bring mine in. I don't care about the bottom so much. Okay. And then we're going to take it and fold it behind. Just like that. And now these are some of my least favorite steps. 69, what we're going to do is fold it over to the right for the leg. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're going to unfold it. And now we're going to take it and fold it over all the way over to the right. Fold the other one all the way over to the right. There we go. Now we're going to inside reverse fold all the way to the middle one. I mean to the all the way to the square. It's kind of like creating a square, going all the way inside reverse fold. And now we're going to inside reverse fold back, but we're going to follow that line that we just created. If that makes any sense. So it's going to create like this shape here. You're going to bring it back out again. It's going to look like that. It's the same thing on the other side. What we're going to do is find out where we are. Oh, okay, so we've inside reverse folded it. We're going to come back inside, find that fold, and then make the final crease. So it's going to come down and fold across. Great, okay. So now that we've got the legs looking like that, we're going to zoom in even closer, and you're going to see there's an inside reverse fold happening. So inside reverse fold is right here. It's just all it's doing is going up. Just folding up like this, like an inside reverse fold would. And then going up and inside, just like that. Okay, we'll do the same thing on the other side. Fold it over to the right. And this on this side, actually folding over to the left. And get that fold in place. Okay, great. Now in step number 75, what we're going to do is fold all the way up. Just like that. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Fold it all the way up and go all the way into the corner. So the point is go in the corner there, and then on the left, go all the way up. It's not going to go all the way to the line. It's not bisecting the angle. Okay. So step number 76 now after that is to take the valley fold that we just made, and we're going to take it and turn it into a mountain fold. So that's going to go on the inside. So what's going to happen is that that little flap here is going to turn itself over and go on the inside. So I'm changing the direction of this to a mountain fold. It's going to pivot all the way in the corner there, go all the way back, and you want that to tuck away on the inside. And then complete the fold. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Take that, change its direction. Just like so. Okay, so now step number 77 is repeating. So we've just done that. So now we're going to inside reverse fold to thin the legs, to finalize the legs here. We're just going to inside reverse fold over here. And thank goodness these will almost finish the legs. We just got to do the toes. Inside reverse fold there. Inside reverse fold on the other side. Get those going. And now the cool part is that, before we finalize that, let's just get the head going in the right direction. So to get the head, what we're going to do is open it up. We're going to grab on the inside of the model here. So there's a point here in the middle that breaks apart, that's symmetrical in here. And you get to that, get inside of there, push your finger all the way in, and you're going to come all the way inside. What's going to happen is that it's going to, as you can see, it's going to open itself up and go across all the way into the corner, all the way into this corner here, but it's going to line up with that edge there. Okay, so you don't want to go past that. And you'll find the way. So when the neck goes all the way up, it's going to end up going all the way up to that corner, into that corner there. And the legs might want to shift a little bit. That's normal, because you've got some tucked layers in there. So there we go. So now the head's going up. My feet are a little bit crooked, but we'll sort that out when we finish everything up. So now with the head, we're going to do the outside reverse fold as they show. And then we're going to finish off the final piece of the head, which is just the tip. We're going to take that and fold it the other way. So there we go, we've got a nice little head. And now we're going to inside reverse fold on the feet. And the feet, if you do it where there's some color, you get this nice little color change on the feet. I kind of like that. And that's actually the way they show this in the diagrams, which I'll show you here in a second in the next step. You get a nice little color change on the feet if you grab it from where the color is. I'm a fan of that. So go ahead and get those feet to come on out, just like that. So I'll show you here where it shows the color change. So in the next step, 82, you can see those feet, they're different colors. Isn't that cool? I like that. Okay, now we're on the final step. Well, one of the last final steps. We're going to crimp. We're going to crimp the outer layers only. So this fold in the middle that's currently a valley fold is going to become a mountain fold. And then it's going to pivot like this and kind of cradle down. What that's going to do is kind of pull the beautiful tail back. Okay, so we're going to get that started. Pinch it, hold it down. Now what's going to happen is back here it's going to create a new fold on the inside. That's what we want, okay? So make that go through, okay? Now it's going to be lopsided. This is going to be pulling back, but we want that to get started, okay? So now we're going to do the same thing on the other side, do the outer layer. That outer layer means this whole thing here. So this is going to become a mountain fold. It's going to pivot and come down. Match up with the other side in the back. And then on the inside, go ahead and crease it down. Okay, so I've just creased it down. Now we're going to have this thing sticking out over here. So you can make the model stand on its wings and legs, and you can, basically what we're going to do is pull this down like a valley fold down on the right, and we're going to open it up on the other side and do the same thing, a valley fold down the other way. And we turn it the other way and do the same thing simultaneously. You can see that really spreads it out. It spreads out the entire model. The beautiful wings that it is. Just like that. And now what you can do is set your peacock down, and it should hopefully stand up very nicely. So if it doesn't, you're going to have to adjust the legs just a little bit and make sure it finds its balance. You might have to adjust even the tail a little bit just to get it to find its balance. Hopefully you'll be able to find it without too much issue. And then the peacock stands up very brilliantly. So that's step number 50, step number 84. So step 85 is the finished peacock. I would say, if I hold it up just like the diagram shows, I would say we succeeded in creating a successful peacock. So that brings us to 1 hour. So I was able to shorten it. Usually this takes an hour and a half to fold. So thanks a lot everybody for tuning in. I hope you were able to follow along. It's a bit of a difficult model, but thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye now.